19 live from Chicago with Chuck Harold, SecurityGuideTV.com and ASITV.org. My next contestant, Mr. Dan. What's your name, sir?
Dan Gundry with Vistacom Control Room Solutions.
And is it Vistacom.com?
It is Vistacominc.com, INC.
Well, very good. All right, tell us what you guys do.
So Vistacom's a unique specialty integrator in the command and control space within security. So we focus on the four walls of the command center, the GSOC, all the way down to small and medium-sized dispatch centers. We backfill a security integration team. We are not a traditional security integrator, but we act as their subject matter experts within that space.
That is different. I'm trying to get my head around it.
No.
Tell me why it's different.
It's different because, security integrator traditionally is so good at doing everything that's around that nucleus of the command center space. Inside the room, it really is a very different application. So you need to understand the concept of operations, you need to understand the workflow, and you need to design from the operator perspective.
Good point.
Absolutely.
Are you kind of the first user of the system then after it gets designed?
It is.
You're going to set the policies, procedures for it.
It is, absolutely. And they're the ones that we want to make sure are the most effective with the technologies that we deploy. If they can make better decisions, if they can access to the right data when they need it, then that's going to make them more productive. It's going to make the response more efficient. And overall, it's going to protect the umbrella the way that it was originally designed to do.
Now, if you're the original integrator in this, you have that control, right? Because you're coming in, you're putting everything in, then you're going into the inners and saying, here's some operating processes. Do you come into a center that's already been built, not functioning properly, and can you bring it up to speed and make it better by doing what you do, or do you have to do it from the ground up?
No, I would say most of our clients, most of the opportunities that we get involved with are existing centers that they're looking to improve what they do. And we can very easily go in and say, throw up a video wall, put in some technical furniture, but we really want to understand, what the workflow is, the way the operators work. We want to understand what the difference is between a blue sky day and a gray sky day, and what the type of threats and the type of incidents that they're managing are. What are those peripheral technologies that they have? Are they just doing dispatch and they're looking at, 500 cameras, or are they doing something like employee travel? Are they doing executive protection? Are they doing social media monitoring? What really is the individual role and responsibility of the command center, and then we can make some recommendations on what to do to have a better impact.
Now, do you find that every environment you come into is a little bit different? We have some good best practices for EOCs, right? But is it the culture that drives some of the nuances?
Culture definitely drives nuance. Even from a like-minded organization, pharmaceutical company to pharmaceutical company, culture is going to drive that. The individual responsibilities are going to drive that. The personnel, is it all contract employees, guard services?
Oh, that's a good point.
Are we dedicated employees? Is it just dispatch, or do I have analysts in there? So all of those different things come into questions. There's a lot of discovery that goes in the front end in order to do it right.
Now, how close are we to the mobile phone command center?
We're there. We're absolutely there. So a virtual SOC is an absolute reality these days. You still need the bricks and mortar because you still need the operator sitting in a space that can do those things.
Unless the space is destroyed and it's wiped out.
Absolutely.
And the problem, can we switch to mobile and get by?
Yeah, there's that potential.
Okay.
There are definitely organizations out there that are starting to press those buttons and starting to look at doing that more and more. We still have a little ways to go.
Okay.
We see it more with the incident management response, where that virtual SOC, that virtual EOC concept is coming into play, where I have disparate stakeholders around a campus or around a country or around the world, and I need to bring them in. So while the command center is bricks and mortar still, that's the important piece. From a response perspective, I do have more of the ability to give them access to the right real-time data in order to affect a more measured response.
So we know that, the big players have redundant command centers. Maybe they got 2 or 3 around the world, right? Is it getting to a point where even a medium-sized business, can and should have a little redundancy? Maybe Command Center 2 is not the full-blown giant place, but it's some place you can go to get operational.
No, there are. So we actually partner with an organization called RAS Watch. They're over in our booth here today at the show. They actually offer, say, GSOC as a service type of enterprise, right? So that the small to medium and startup type companies who don't necessarily have access to that or the capital or the dollars can still get that kind of experience. They can still bring in that kind of threat reduction or threat analysis. They can bring in the social media monitoring aspect, the things that they need to do until they're ready and they're equipped and they've grown to that stage.
Oh, so Absolutely. You're saying, excuse me, you're saying we could build our own GSOC, and then our second GSOC is outsource virtual.
Yeah, or we didn't build it, or we haven't yet built our GSOC, but we need that services now.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I say this quite often. I've done 1,300 shows, and every once in a while I go, this guy sounds a little different. Is this Vistacom a little unique offering? It's a little different than most places, right?
It is. In the security space, it's very unique. It's very different. We support the security integration channel. We use best-in-class products in order to do that. We're consultative in nature. We're not going to be it's not going to be a gut wrench, kind of response. And we deliver quality. That's the end of the day.
Fantastic.
Mission critical.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Chuck, great to see you too.
Give us the name and website one more time for our audience.
www.vistacominc.com.
Now, if you remember his booth, I'll be very impressed.
Booth 1169.
Excellent. Back in a minute here at GSX 2019 in Chicago, SecurityGuideTV.com and ASISTV.org.